haven't asked all the questions because I haven't been yet, so I haven't asked all the questions.
Good.
You've got what asked already.
Right, it's all right.
Strikers, any movement this week?
Discussions, I think, is the best way to say movement, because as I've just said to Oscar there, we're not hiding anybody down the corridor ready to bring him out and take the pictures, but plenty of conversations. As you know, you've been doing it a long time. They're never easy to do deals. It's as closer you seem to get to them, the more a bit more here comes on, and that wasn't what we discussed. Yeah, a bit more there. So they're always throwing a little bit more on, a bit more in, and so yeah. But I'm pretty hopeful, confident. Whether I'm confident for Saturday is another question. But I'm confident that we will add before this window shuts. Has
it been even harder than ever because of the season ended so late last year, and it all seems to have been condensed?
Maybe. I think that the market, is the market skewing it all up a little bit? If we're having £115 million footballers right at the top level, is it skewing everything below that to how much is somebody worth these days? Maybe. And yet, we're not out there spending, never mind 10s or 20s or 30s, we're not spending 5s, I think at the level we're working, it's just about, because I think potentially the deals we're going to do might be loan deals, and the conundrum, of course, is if you get down to the last day or two, there's probably some amazing loan deals to be done out of the Premier League once they've got their signings all sorted. Then peripheral players that'll be amazing in the Championship become available, and yet if you've done all your money and spent your money because you're trying to do it early, you can't bring them ones in on the last day that are just awesome, and yet they have great seasons. You think, wow, how did they get there? How did they get him? Well, because that's why, because they probably got him on the last day of the window when they needed to go on loan. The club knew he was going out on loan. There wasn't hosts of people because they've all spent their money trying to do their business early, and that's the way it works. And it's a dangerous scenario to sit here and think, let's wait till the last day and pick up the best loans from the Premier League.
With all due respect, don't bring Willie Green back on the
right.
And the frustrating thing is, you look at the results and they're not being great, but the football's been pretty decent.
Well, that's not for me to say. I think we obviously always get judged on results. I think people tell me, don't worry, the XG is this and the XG is that, and you should be sitting fourth in the league if you go by how much of the percentage of this you've had and how much of that. It's irrelevant to me. We have to find a way to win. I've always said that. When Ross Stewart first got his injury, when we were playing without strikers, and then Ellis went back, you have to find a way to win. It's I don't want to sit here and say, we haven't got any strikers, we can't win a game. Well, we did enough winning of games for last season without any strikers, so we have to keep trying to mix the jigsaw up to find the answers for the players that we've got to get them in the positions to score the goals that can win us football matches. I'm probably more interested in making sure we keep a clean sheet somewhere along the line than actually scoring loads of goals. There's a conundrum that we have to resolve quickly. But it's on. I keep saying this. It's only football. Listen, we have the players. These are our players. We have to find the answer to make them productive and get in the box and put the ball in the right areas and score the goals, and work hard and get the fans believing in the team, because I think these supporters will stick with us as long as they see everybody fighting and working hard, and they can see. I've always said football supporters aren't stupid. They can see the missing ingredients of our team. They know, and we've got a few weeks and we will resolve it, and I only see positive things moving forward, because in 4, 5, 6 weeks Ross Stewart will be fit, and I'll be sitting here moaning that we've got too many strikers and I'm upsetting the balance of the team. Let's hope that's the case.
Certainly, Rotherham, not had the greatest of starts themselves, but they're never an easy team to play, are they?
No. Well, I think it's a dangerous game because there'd be a perception that, you know, just Rotherham at home, turn up, we win that. It's but what I see when I watch Rotherham is a really intense, out of possession, closing down football team that have got threats when they get the ball in your box, and they break really quickly on you. They've got some good legs in midfield, and when they do win the ball back and get it forward, they flood men forward quickly, and then they get everybody back behind the ball again, and they're really hard to break down. So I would call it dangerous. I remember my first game was against Rotherham at home, and Ross Stewart scored 2 one-touch finishes just in around the 6-yard box, and Jack Clark went down the left, cut inside, crossed it in, scored 2 goals, and the game was done really. I know we won 3-0 in the end, but you know, I do sit here and think, right, who's going to score them type of goals for us? You know, is Bradley going to do that? Is it who's going to? Is the winger off the other side going to come in and score a tap in? We're working hard in training. We know the opposition. We know how difficult it's going to be. I sat and watched Man City play Seville, and they had nearly 75% possession, and yet could easily have been 2 or 3-0 down. It's football, and I think Rotherham know their strengths, know what they're all about as a football team. They won't expect to come here and dominate possession of the ball, but they will come here and expect to give us problems and try and score a goal or 2.
How's the mood at the moment? Obviously the results haven't gone the way you wanted, but it's early in the season, you've still got new players bedding in, that kind of thing. You're still coming off a highly positive campaign last time. Is the mood still good?
Yeah. They're young lads really. They, you know, if anything, I'm trying to accentuate to them the need for urgency really, because I do feel in the 2 games we've played, we've had lots of possession of the ball, and they've felt really comfortable, and they've moved it around, and we've created chances, and yet we've found a way to lose. And you know, we can't get comfortable in dominating games and not winning. So if anything, I'm the one who's trying to increase the intensity in the team and make sure there's an urgency about finding a way to win. And that's what we will be trying to do. You know, my conundrums are who are going to be the forward players, who's going to play at the top end of the pitch. Are we going to change the formation? Are we, you know, to get more players at the top end of a pitch in the game where we feel as if we'll have enough of the ball, or are we going to just keep doing what we're doing and hope the luck changes?
Any team throughout football history and any group of supporters throughout football history, it's all going to feel better when the first one of the season comes along, isn't it?
Yeah, and hopefully it's not too long away. It's I do feel we've played reasonably okay. I haven't sat there and thought I didn't deserve anything from this game. It was a poor performance. I think there's lots of things we could do better. You know, we have to have more forward targets. We have to, you know, against Preston last game, I think we got better as the game went on. You know, just constantly reminding them that we have to have forward targets. You have to play higher up the pitch. You can't always just come and get the ball and keep it moving it sideways and giving it to full-backs. And we have to have people in the forward areas of the pitch if we're going to win and score goals. And yet I do feel we had enough opportunities to score goals in that game, and definitely not to lose it. But yeah, we'll all feel a bit easier if we, you know, get our first win. You know, the noisy games, all tough games. You know, a game at home against Rotherham, it's a dangerous game because people might expect us to turn up and win, and I know they're going to make life really difficult and lock on all over the pitch and make it man for man and make it personal and make it really difficult for us to get any fluency going. But that's the challenge week in, week out really, to try and find the answers to beat the team in front of you.
Just injuries and any minuses, any pluses on the squad list this weekend?
Minuses and pluses. Riggs got concussion, he won't be involved from the game in the 23s. Gooch is back in training, who's been out for a couple of weeks. Looks alright in training, looks aggressive and urgent and hungry. Silth's on the pitch, on the training ground now doing the warm-up, as is Elliot Embleton. They're out doing warm-ups, not joining in the main session, but they're not that far away from joining in, maybe next week after. Good to see Corey Evans starting his grass-based training and rebuilding, even though he's good few months away yet, but good to see with his boots on and on the grass, doing the basic side footing and the basic running up and down the pitch. But no, that's it generally. I think we have to keep going with what we've got, and hopefully over the next 2 weeks we'll have some additions, and the season gets rolling and gets off, and if we can keep the level of performance high with the possession, with the expected goals, with the shots, we should look forward to a good season. But the longer you go without actually getting them first 3 points on the board, the more people start wanting to reference in the table, or how many lack of wins. And every season for the last 20 seasons, you need that first win at home, you need that first win away, because the narrative of the story gets taken away from the questioning, because you have won away from home, you have won at home, you have kept a clean sheet, you have somebody scored 2 or 3 or 4 goals. You need to, early in the season, get rid of the negatives, I think, and just get into the belly of the season and see how many points you can accrue.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.